What's up, everybody?
Hello
Monkey
there.
Puzzle here, and HLNA says hello too. Much love. We have been streaming a lot of Genesis over on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/monkeypuzzle. But I wanted to stop for a second and do a little recording of well, we're about to build our base here, Arahli and I, on an ocean platform over in the ocean biome. And I wanted to get a little before recording just to kind of document the process of what we're doing. We'll see how it turns out, but we're going to have a lot of fun playing with this new building potential in in Genesis of these ocean platforms, which are just a really cool way to have a little ocean real estate. And this ocean biome, which I really enjoy, there's a lot more to it down there than there is up here, but there's a lot up here. It's very up. There's all these columns of land that we will definitely get some cliff platforms and do something with too. Our wood is coming from up there. I don't know if you can see, there's a mammoth up there. The way we ended up here was, one, the bog was just terrible. We had to get out of there. It was this endless, especially early game. Now with some tames and stuff, it's not so bad. But early game bog was just, oh man, it was it was soul killing with all the insect swarms and everything. So Arahli and I are like, let's make some rafts. Let's go to the ocean. And we did that. And on day one, just out here with some rafts, we were playing around. We aggroed some turtles just to see what would happen, and they destroyed our first round of rafts, and we were getting our bodies and everything. And in the process, we managed to get some shell fragments, and we made an ocean platform. And just checking out the new content, we just sort of threw it down here. We were just avoiding, if you try to put something down right here, you'll see that this big magenta wall pops up. That is a no build zone. So we stayed just outside of that, kind of lined up on that. But also below down here, there's a really cool structure. There is this thing, and I believe they call them terrariums, and there's at least 3. There might be more, but down below inside them, there are these air pockets where you can bring in your regular land tames. So down here right now, we've got an Anki and a Magmasaur and a Stegosaurus and a Doedicurus, and there's 2 turtles back there, but you can breathe air in here, so it's pretty cool. And every one of them has a nice array of resources, so that was cool. It's not like a ton of resources, but for being out in the ocean, it gives you some of the stuff that you would have to go to land for otherwise. So that's really cool, and it's really neat. And the other thing is that this particular one comes really close to the surface here, and it accepts structures and foundations and stuff. So the ocean is really hostile in some ways. There's a lot of electric eels. The X-megalodons are stronger than your regular megalodons. So we need safety. We need to have our tames kind of cordoned off from that. These ocean platforms, unfortunately, however, do not offer the ability to build down from them. So this little, well, right now it's a pen. Sometimes it's also a taming trap. But the only reason we could have it down here is because of this structure down below. There are some places the ocean is shallow and you can build up from, but this offers a particular unique opportunity to make, it's perfect basically for building a water pen out here to keep your stuff safe. And Arahli and I are about to meet. He's sleeping right now, but we have 4 of the new metal ocean platforms, which are bigger and stronger maybe than these stone ones. This is 2 of the stone ones thrown together right here, just kind of willy-nilly. That one we roofed over, or ceiling over the middle, just to make more space for some dinos while we bred and stuff like that. And this one is currently a pen mostly for basilos, and a little basilo breeding center too. Anyway, and we've thrown down just the basic utility stuff we needed to get by here. So yeah, this is now going to be our permanent base. So we're going to go for it. You get to throw down 4 of these platforms. So we have 4 of the metal ocean platforms that I started to say. They're in the smithy over there, and they are courtesy of James, who was doing a mission called Ruffled Feathers, I believe, that gave him these, and he's already put down 4 of them, so he can't use them. They're really heavy. I can pick up one at a time sometimes if I don't have too much other stuff on me. But yeah, they're just a little bigger than these. So we get to place down 4. We're going to figure out our configuration right now. But I wanted to give you just a little before view before that happened. So yeah, we're going to mess around. And ultimately, there's going to be some really cool build on 4 of these here. But yeah, this is the before shot. And you can see right here, we're just starting to play around, put some fence foundations down. But yeah, this shape of this outer perimeter is definitely going to inform the shape of this. Probably use this area out here too, because that's also buildable. And then this area down here is a force field. It's like the force field I went through down there, except this one, you see it's red. You can't go through it, and you cannot place things on it. So we won't be able to place anything there. Anyway, that's what we're working with. I'm expecting very cool things. So now that you've seen that, next time I bring you back, we'll have done something with it. Okay, so I have made some progress, and I wanted to show you before I got too far. I did a stream today, and we spent a good portion of it placing the fence supports all the way around. Arahli made another go at placing them straight, and we got it pretty much right on. There's places you could see it was slightly off, but I'm not going to show you that. So I think it's great. And so with these all set all the way around, I'm using them to set the placement of the platforms like I said I was going to do. Let me show you real quick. Let me get up on here. So yeah, from going up with some walls from the fence supports, I'm able to set a corner and then walls just going up on either end over there. So with those 3 points, or technically 4 points, I'm able to place it. And so I have one more to place. Well, actually I have 2 more to place, but I have one to place right now. So let's go over there and I'll show you how I'm doing it. So again, it turns out that these things are 20 pieces wide. So at 20 pieces, I've placed the walls going up. And then to make things easier, I've made just a little temporary platform to stand on so that I'm not floating, moving around. I can be perfectly still. So I've got one of these on me. Now you see, I can't place it yet because there are too many of these structures in the area. You can only have 4, whether they're stone or wood. So we've got 2 of the stone ones, or whether they're metal or wood, although the wood ones count as stone, so it's a little confusing. But yeah, we've got 2 of the wooden ones over here. And so I've gone ahead and I've cleared this one off. We had a whole mess of breeding on here earlier, but I got everybody packed away in cryopods. I took all the structures off of it, I think. And anyway, we're going to do the big deed here. We're going to get out the contraband demo gun. And I am on purpose going to pick this up. So let's do it. Bam. It sounds like it broke, but it didn't. So now we should be down to 3 platforms again and be able to get this one up. It was quite a few fence supports to go around here, but I'm pretty happy with it. I think it looks pretty cool already, even though it's just the fence supports. But you can see sort of the dimensions of that the water pen is going to be. So let me go ahead and get this placed here. So I'm going to be pretty finicky about it, and I'll do some of that off camera. I'll just like edit that part out, and we'll put it, we'll come back when I've actually set it. But I gave myself a little room on this platform, just a little bit, and there's some snapping that happens. I don't know what that is. It kind of goes from there to there. I think it has to do with it's touching the things on the platform in front of us. So maybe I'll take those off, because I think when it connects with another structure is when it starts to bounce around like that. So I'll just put these back here a little further back. All right, I can't place those there. Let's see now if I can do this. And my little temporary platform isn't exactly straight, but it doesn't matter because it's going to go away. It's just a tool to allow us to get this on. So you can see I'm looking at there. I'm trying to tuck it right into that corner. I'm seeing when it disappears into it. And then same here. I'm just getting the clip into it just a bit. Trying to do it the same level I did over there. So it needs to get rotated just a slight bit. Anyway, yeah, you can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to keep playing around with this until I'm happy that it's even on both sides. But I got plenty of time to do it. So I'll be right back. Okay, I think I got it to where it's pretty darn close in the front here. It disappears into these just about the same rate. It's not 100% perfect, but it's like 90% there. So I'm going to take it about out to there. And then we're just going to make sure that it's doing the same on that other side. It's hard to see that. And you can also look at the one that's further out on that corner on the right. But you can see where the platform starts to go into the wall. So I'm going to take it about to there. And we're going to go ahead and place it right here. And then we're going to see how we feel about that. Okay. So what does it look like here? This one, the wall is just on the outside of the perimeter. Here it's on the inside. Let's see. Yeah, it's on the inside here. So as long as we're consistent on that side, on the last platform over there, and do it the same way, that should be fine. And then let's see how it looks over here. That one was on the outside. This one is on the outside. So that's pretty dang close. And I think that's enough that these are going to look dead on square with each other. So, and you can see, like I said, this one there, this cross path, there's going to be gate there and there. This is going to be a one lane. I did get the turtle out at a certain point and checked that the turtle fits in there pretty much exactly. So this lane here, where there's going to be a gate there and a gate there, is going to be the 2-lane path across it. So you'll be able to go through this intersection in the middle, go in any side and out any side, 1 lane, 2 lanes. So now we just need to pack all that stuff up and move it either onto rafts or over here, and then pick up that platform so we can finally put down the 4th. But I just wanted to show you how we were doing that, how we're setting it up. So this fence down here, we had to eyeball at first, but we got it pretty dang close enough for YouTube work. So no one will know where it's slightly inaccurate. So Arahli set that line. He did a good job. Over here, I started some crops. I'm going to use these to make the dynamic gates. If you look in here at the engrams, or actually I've already learned it, so we can craft it. Let's look for dynamic gate. So this takes some crops and a silica pearl, one of each crop, and same with the gate. These are kind of placeholders. The great thing about these is you can set them to any size and thickness and material. So we're going to use those to get the gates perfectly sized for those 4 sides. I started the crops in order to do that. They're not ready yet, so I can't quite make it yet, but that's coming up. And then after you place that placeholder bit, which will just be kind of like a highlight of the fence, then it'll tell you how many materials you need to use based on the size and the materials you chose. And then as far as getting across these, one of the ways we're going to do it is with these tech bridges. And that other sound is I was testing with this door over here, trying to get this thing to work. We were puzzling over it earlier. I think I finally got it. So I got this one, so every time you stand on it, it'll toggle. So that is not a necessary part of that, but we're just trying to use one of the things that comes with Genesis. So that's pretty cool. And we were thinking we'd have to make these tall for the turtles to go under, but if it's more like a drawbridge like this, then you won't need to do that. Now, I haven't got it to work on this side. I don't know. They seem the same on both, but maybe only that side can be activated. We'll have to puzzle that out. But I'm pretty happy that it works at all. So at least from this side, you can toggle it. And I'm really happy also that the bridges can span this gap, because you can't build out, oops, you can't build out past this part of the platform. You can only build within there, technically. That is a raft, and we're working on a design to make a raft as a ramp, so you can move that around and get up on the sides that way. And then the other thing we want to use, I'm going to get over to this one, because that gap is a little too long, but we want to use the new jump pads. Come on, you can do it. There we go. I can just as well use the ropes inside, but it's fun to climb up the sides with that. So, yeah, there's these new jump pads. They're a little tricky. The set, I'm still figuring them out. Let's see if we can get this one done. And that will really be a fun way to get back and forth, too. So we're going to activate it, and then one of the ways you can do is, so if you go into here and the settings, you can say rotate down sights. So it's going to go to where you're looking. Hopefully I was looking at the right place. And then in the other settings, let's show the indicator. Let's get it to go up to 100% force. And then let's go ahead and pitch it down and see if we can get it to line up with that other one. Now, the other side of the indicator is not in render. Boink. Whee! But that works. Obviously, it needs a little adjustment, but that would be a really fun way to get back and forth between those. So we're going to do both. We're going to do the tech bridges. We're going to do the jump pads. And then each of these platforms is going to get a different usage. Like that one over there, once we move that one and put this one of these down there, that one's going to be the workshop, and we're going to be able to transfer up from down below, and then maybe this one or one of the other ones will be for breeding and so on. We're going to build on them slowly. We decided we want to go for more of like an industrial kind of warehouse look. We'll work on that, but I was tempted to play with this one some more. But anyway, that's good enough for now. I just wanted to catch you up on the progress. Nothing too spectacular so far, but it's just neat using this space to create a really big water pen for the dinos, and just kind of figuring out how the space informs the placement of the platforms and figuring out ways to place them pretty exactly with each other. Now, if you were out in the open ocean, I'm not sure exactly how you would do this. I'd have to think about it, because you can't build out at all. You can only build up from the ground. And there's places where it's shallow out there, but the deep places, I don't know, I guess you just eyeball it. Or not use 4. But anyway, we're going to get a nice grid here, and it's going to make a really nice base for us. So I'm going to do some more progress, probably take it most of the way that we're going to for now, and then I'll bring you back and show you what we did. Okay, now it's a few days later, and we've come quite a ways with that. Arahli and I, Arahli's around here somewhere. I think he's over there. We basically finished the first stage of working from that layout I showed you and placing all the platforms. We've got the full wall built now, and it is a complete and totally safe water pen right now. So these guys are just floating in here. Doesn't matter if they're on passive or neutral or whatever. Nothing has spawned in here so far except the coal, and that's fine. We can harvest a bunch of fish in here. But it's quite a nice pen. It's very large. We've placed these dynamic gates here on each of the sides so that we can sort of custom fit it for each of the openings. So, and use the glass because it creates a nice little window in the wall here. There goes Arahli. Oh, there's Baryonyx. About to go out the gate. So yeah, we've got the skinny lane here, the gate on each side, and then we've got the wide lane over here with the big main gate. And with that, I went ahead and tried my hand at making a little bridge going over the gate so you could walk along the outside. And then we also extended a little further out front here to get a little bit more room. So here is where it's kind of the loading dock for what's going to be kind of our crafting platform, our workshop and storage. And so we extended out a bit to create this room. My turtle's up there. Arahli's is actually inside a platform, and you can see there's quite a bit of room in here for that guy. So he or we may build here to make it more of a custom fit for servicing the turtles or not. We'll see. But yeah, this is the front gate right here. And to build this bridge over here, I used the trick I made in one of my first ARK tutorial videos where you can have a line of foundations below, and if it snaps to that, either with walls or with pillars, in this case, it's snapping to this one pillar right here, then it'll think you're roofing a building and you can extend all the way over the top. So a way that you can do that without turning foundation support off. This build is obviously S+ dependent at this point, but hey, that's what we're using because we like it. So I'm not sure if I like this bridge or not, but it's the first real embellishment besides this wall. Just to make it more interesting, I went ahead and gave it this little wedge shape of metal on top. It's just turned out a little too high to jump up, so you got to have, if I can grab it here, you got to have these little spots to climb up, and I left some of those, but then now you can take this walkway all the way around, and we're going to make you dizzy for a second and come up the bridge. And it's a good view of the whole thing right here. And then you can see over there for our workshop-y thing, the last little detail, and then we'll call this close. And, hopefully this was useful to you guys, is because we have this area down here, we can actually attach foundations to that's not too deep. Using the same grid that the wall is on, that the fence supports are on, place some foundations down here and sent these nice fat columns going up, and we'll be able to continue that over that way too. That creates an area that is independent of the platforms and is actually anchored to the ground, or what is ground down there, with the foundation. So all this metal ceiling bit, if we were accidentally to demolish this platform, either through the radial menu in here or by waving a demo gun around too willy-nilly, all this would theoretically remain. So this is all our valuables and all our expensive crafting equipment and replicator and everything. That would remain. So that's kind of a safeguard for our stuff, because these platforms are cool, but there's that little bit of uncertainty with, the fact that they are a structure that can be demolished and so on and so forth. So yeah, we'll continue that, and we're going to embellish this as we go along. But the goal was to get it functional as soon as possible so that, we can make it fancier as we go, but it's usable right away. So you can see we've got it mostly connected with tech bridges. We may embellish how that works. Arahli was experimenting a little bit with raising them up. We were thinking about having them even higher than this so that we can get things through without having to activate and deactivate it, because I haven't tried the turtles yet, but the rafts actually do clip on them. But it turns out they're really hard to place on foundations. So we'll see how that goes. And then we're also playing with connecting them with these. I forget if I told you about that part before or not, but hey, I just told you again. So, yep, that's it. That's how we use this area in the ocean biome in order to build ourselves a nice little base using the new content of the water platform. So yeah, and off of that foundation, we're going to do more and more here. So hopefully that gives you all some ideas about what you could do, and the particular value of this location right here. But there you go. There's a little ARK buildy video from me. So I hope you enjoy it. Thank you very much for watching to the very end of this one. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye. ARK erased my emote, so I can't wave to you properly. But I'll salute you.
Ready and waiting.
That's right. You tell them, Helena. Bye-bye, everybody.